Hello, welcome back to another YouTube video with me. In this video, I'm going to give you some Band 8 speaking samples for Cambridge Book 20 Test 4. As always, to download the PDF, check my Telegram channel. So, let's go. I'd say one of my strongest qualities is discipline. I take my job seriously and I try to be as consistent and productive as possible every single day. I'm also quite creative. I love coming up with new ideas, especially when it comes to content creation or teaching methods. I think being creative helps me stay motivated and makes my work feel more engaging. Yes, actually I get my creativity from my dad. He has always had this artistic way of thinking and I think I've inherited that. And from my mom, I've definitely picked up her energy and drive. She is incredibly active, always doing something, and I think that's shaped the way I approach my own daily life. Optimism is a big one for me. I really admire people who see the bright side of things and who are always willing to try something new. I enjoy being around adventurous people, those who have a curious lifestyle and aren't afraid to step outside their comfort zones. That kind of energy is contagious. I believe I do, especially because I already work independently and run my things like online classes and content platforms. As an entrepreneur, discipline is absolutely essential, and I've developed that over time. Of course, leadership takes more than just hard work. It also requires emotional intelligence and patience, and those are the things I'm still working on. One of the most stressful and emotional discussions I've had was during the 12-day war between Iran and Israel. I normally try to stay away from the news because most of it feels overwhelming, but that conflict affected daily life so directly that there was no way to ignore it. What really triggered the conversation was the sudden internet blackout. I remember sitting in the dark, not literally because of the electricity cuts, but emotionally too. For someone who works entirely online, losing connection meant more than just inconvenience. It meant losing income, missing classes, disappointing students. I talked about it with a close friend of mine who is also an English teacher who runs online classes. Both of us were panicking. We kept asking ourselves, what if this continues? What are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to work? It wasn't just fear about the war itself, it was about how fragile everything suddenly felt. But when your basic routine, your sense of stability is taken away, you cannot help but spiral into anxiety. That is exactly what happened to us. Some people around us tried to stay optimistic, saying things would come down soon, but others were scared, even angry. What made it worse was the silence, not being able to access reliable news, not knowing what was really going on, and in that silence, fear grows fast. And to be honest, the conversation stayed with me for days. It was the first time I really felt how fragile everything is and how easily our lives can be turned upside down by forces far beyond our control. These days, most people in Iran get their news through social media apps, mainly Telegram and Instagram. Traditional TV is still used, but many younger people have lost trust in official sources. The problem is that online platforms are often blocked or filtered, especially during tense times like wars or protests, so people rely on VPNs or forwarded messages, which aren't always reliable. I think it depends on the situation. Normally, people are more concerned with local issues, things that affect their daily life, like inflation or power cuts. But during a national crisis, like the war or political unrest, everyone's focus shifts. The truth is, people are tired mentally and emotionally, and they only tune in when they feel something directly threatens their stability. It is extremely important, but sadly, it often feels out of reach. With internet restrictions and so much internet pressure, many people struggle to stay updated globally. Still, understanding international politics helps us make sense of our own situation, especially when decisions made elsewhere directly impact life here. Because they give people a voice, or at least the illusion of one. When public trust in officials is low, these programs offer a space where everyday concerns can be aired. People want to feel heard, and even though not all programs are genuine, the idea that someone like you is speaking up makes the format more relatable and emotional. Usually it is people who feel strongly about an issue, whether it is political, social, or economic. Some want change, others just want to vent. And then there are those who participate simply because it is one of the only platforms where they can speak openly, especially in places where expressing opinions isn't always safe or welcome. It depends entirely on how they are run. When they're respectful or balanced, they can raise awareness and even build empathy. But when they're manipulated, used to push a specific agenda or steer fear, they do more harm than good. And unfortunately, that is often the case during sensitive times. People are already anxious, and some programs only add to that stress instead of helping people process it. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, join my Telegram, and also my Instagram page. See you till next video.